Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. One of the many things still keeping me going, making content on this channel, is trying to be a voice to those players that maybe aren't going to open a 7-star anytime soon. Maybe they don't even have any high-ranked 6-stars, but they're trying. They've got a lot of 4-stars, maybe some 5-stars. That's pretty good, right? By the way, this is the first time that I've recorded since the Werewolf by Night movement has been there, and I keep getting distracted by his head shaking. It's like really intoxicating. Makes you feel like maybe you're not in reality, and who knows, maybe you're not. With that being said, it has always been a sore subject to me that when Act 6 came out, yes, Act 6, we haven't talked about Act 6 in a very long time, but when Act 6 came out, there was this insistence from Kabam that you could not bring in 4-stars. And you might be thinking, well, why is that a bad thing? 4-stars aren't champions that are going to help you anyway. Well, it was a huge deal in the moment because Kabam was essentially nerfing synergies. Because back when Act 6 came into the game, and I know it's been years and years and years, but if you put yourself in the shoes of those players, let's say that they wanted to use who was one of the best champions still in all of MCOC, Blade. And let's say that you had a 5-star Blade and a 5-star Ghost Rider, but you only had a 4-star Stark Spidey. Well, suddenly you couldn't bring in your Stark Spidey. So the synergies were horribly inconvenient. And my thought was always, in terms of actual damage, bring in the 4-stars. Because even though the defenders were ranked in the 30s, which we would now expect to see this as, say, PI for defenders in maybe the Cavalier event quest. Thronebreaker, the bosses sometimes can be around there, but the average PI of the Thronebreaker event quest every month is much higher than this. But if you only had, let's say, rank 4 at best, 5-stars, and so let's say you had a Blade that was 9,000 overall, 9,000 versus 31,000 was pretty dang stressful. And I have full ouchie masteries, and the highest my 4-stars get are about 7,000 to 8,000 as well. So I have always believed that Kabam should have let people bring 4-stars in because they're still going to make a ton of money off of the fact that a 5,000 champ versus a 31,000 champ, even before the nodes are considered, pretty lopsided for sure. Well, now we have an update that is very random in October, but it is so needed for those players who are trying to grow their accounts. And I want to give my man XX Earth25 a shout out because he definitely sent me this link, and then also Brian Shadow Strike, somebody who keeps me up to date well on the forums, did later as well. It says champion restrictions removed for Acts 6 and 7. Now look, there'll be plenty of people who watch this who go, Prof, who cares? That's old news for me. Act 6 isn't even worth it anymore. I would agree that for the rewards, I will never explore Act 6. I'll treat it like the Abyss of Legends and certainly the Labyrinth of Legends. It's just not worth the pathetic rewards for the amount of energy and the time that it takes. Now, there are going to be people who, understandably, there are the same people who do side quests in video games, like console games. The people who used to amaze me, they do all like the Riddler quests in the Arkham Asylum games. I'm sitting here like, what? And I shouldn't say the Arkham Asylum games, I should say the Arkham games. Because there are going to be people in the comments who say, Prof, that's just one of the titles. And I clearly am old and ignorant of such things. But Kabam Jack says, hello, summoners. We're happy to announce that champ rarity restrictions have been removed from Act 6 and 7 content. Now, I think this is later than it should have been, but we will take it. The intentionality behind this is to allow Ascension to feel more impactful in the current state of the game. Thus, if you want to ascend your favorite 4-star champions, and I still love the Canadian spelling of favorite, and roster them to help you through this difficult content, do it! Have fun, summoners. I think that Kabam Jax, who of course I still have a awkward man crush on, because I feel like in a different life we'd be best friends, but now we're destined to be on opposite sides of, I guess, Kabam's pocketbook. I don't know. I still make plenty of positive videos about Kabam. I just feel like they get ignored largely. Which, I'm still going to make them, but it's just human nature, I suppose. But this is really, really amazing news for growing accounts. We've been asking for this for years, and like I said, it's not just Ascension that's impacted, it's synergies. And we can't underscore that enough, especially when this first hit the game. So I am so happy to report on this. And Kabam, you're doing some good things. And I love to acknowledge it. So, as always, YouTube, thanks for watching. Have a good one. I appreciate you watching my channel.